answer this question honestly. Are you able to count on yourself? Are you able to count on yourself to show up consistently for your goals, your dreams, your passions, even when you're feeling exhausted or unmotivated, uninspired, when you're feeling like a failure, or when you just really don't feel like doing it? If you're not able to count on yourself, your road to growth is going to be a slow, uphill battle that may not even ever reach the finish line. Not being able to count on yourself is equal to not being able to trust yourself, or your ideas, or your skills, your audience, your value, what you have to say. How much growth can really happen if you're constantly questioning your creative voice, or what you have to say, or what others think or say about you? How much growth can really happen when you are constantly comparing yourself to other people's success because your growth is feeling stagnant? If you want to explode your growth, you have to show up for yourself consistently. Same place, same time, for the same reason. And here's the big one. Whether you feel like it or not, you have to show up for yourself longer than you think that you need to. Longer than not seeing success. Longer than the guy next to you. Longer than feeling like a failure. Longer than not seeing any progress. You show up, you keep showing up, and you don't stop. No matter what you want to learn or do or who you want to become, you have to show up for yourself. That's when explosive growth happens, in showing up for yourself. Consistency creates motion. And guess what? Things in motion stay in motion. No more of this fad, inspirational, motivational mojo. It might give you enough motivation to go for a short sprint, but then when that wears off, you're just waiting for the next thing to come along to spur up that motivation again. You have to remember, you're in a marathon. You're running a marathon. You are going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel unmotivated and uninspired, and you're going to fail, and you're going to feel like a loser. But you keep going, because you know what happens when you keep going consistently? You grow. A consistency is a growth trajectory that's on the up and up, even when it doesn't feel like it. Listen, growth and consistency is not for the faint of heart. Consistency means embracing failure again and again and again and again and again and again. But each time you're stretching the muscles of trust in yourself, in your abilities, in your skills. It's building trust in the value of yourself. And then suddenly all that sustained effort is going to leave a mark. You're going to start seeing momentum. You're going to start seeing growth. And it's explosive. But you aren't going to see that explosive growth if you aren't willing to show up for yourself day after day after day after day after day. Listen, there are people who are smarter than you, people who can do this better than you, people who have natural skills and abilities that you may not have, people who may already have an inkling of their creative voice, but they're not going to make it. And you want to know why? Because it's the people who aren't willing to quit who eventually win. It's the person who shows up time and time and time again. The person who doesn't just rely on their smarts or their abilities or their natural inclinations, but the person who is willing to push themselves even through failure or exhaustion or feelings of uncertainty. Those are the people who are going to get the glory in the end. Let's recap. How does consistency equal explosive growth? Well, first of all, failure doesn't stop you. It can't, because you are unwilling to quit. You learn, you grow, you keep shifting those failures into stepping stones to success. Secondly, you are learning and building on what you know. You're not going to forget the basics or forget the new information that you're acquiring, because you are actively implementing it and using it. It's building your foundation. You trust yourself and the momentum you're gaining. The more you create, the more you practice, the more you show up for yourself equals being able to hear your voice, growing in skills. The content you're putting out into the world is growing in value and importance. You're putting a new energy out into the world and it just keeps building. You're showing up. And simply showing up changes your mindset. It keeps you moving forward and it doesn't allow you to stall out. You are in a process and it's good. You're smack dab in the middle of a process that makes you stronger. And you stop needing other people's validation because you are recognizing your own creative voice, your own skills, and your own value. Whatever it is you want to see growth, figure out the where, the when, and the what time, and put it in your calendar. And then show up for yourself. Your explosive growth is counting on it. Listen, you got this.